How did she come up with such cute card ideas? In today's video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks so you can change up your cards and people will say that about you too. Hi, I'm Kristina Reese. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Creating with Kristina. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I love what I do. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started.
To create our cactus, we're using the Flowering Desert Cactus set, photopolymer set, and we're going to be creating a barrel cactus with all of these different pieces of the barrel cactus. It's a lot of fun the way they have it set up, so you can just kind of create it however you want. So we're going to be using Berry Burst, and remember that red inks get everywhere. So, well, all inks can get everywhere, but red especially. So be careful. It's I've cleaned off my hands. They're a little stained, but they're clean. I don't want to get any ink on my card. So first we're going to start with the large barrel and very lightly tap. I don't want dark barrels. And simply just stamp. Oops. Okay, and we're going to make this one grow a little bit. Like I said, you can just kind of create it however you want. If you have no ideas how you want to create your cactus, go online and either look at photographs of cactuses and imitate those, or you can use this example here that I'm creating. And as you play with this stamp set, the easier it is to create these cactuses, because you really start to get a feel for them. Now this part of the barrel I'm going to make a little darker, okay, not too much darker. And then we're going to use this round piece of the barrel and put one here. And put a couple here. Okay, and you notice I just stamped that twice, kind of gave me two shades there. All right, and then we've got this little round piece, and I am going to make that darker. And we can put one here. And put one over here. Put one down here, and you can turn it around, give it a little different angle. Okay. And we have one more piece, and that's this little skinny one. And I like to try to make it as dark as possible. I might even do a double layer so it's really dark. Yeah, let me do it one more time. That's the nice thing about photopolymer. You can just go right back on top of it. Okay, and let's put one right here. All right, so that's our little cactus we created. Oh, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. We need the flower part. For the flower, I'm going to be using Daffodil Delight. And I have my little flower here. Make sure there's no red on there. Okay, get it nice and inked up, and let's put a flower right here. Okay, and we'll put another flower here. And a last one. All right, now we have our cactus completed. The next thing we want to do is put our sentiment across the center here. I have Calypso Coral, and I've just cut it at 1/2 inch wide. The saying is, be your own kind of beautiful, and we're going to use the Berry Burst with this also. Ooh. Now, I'm not using my Stamparatus, so I want to make sure I get this nice and inked up so it's dark, because I can't really go back over it. Words are almost impossible to realign. And once I have it down, I don't want to move it. I just want to press it. Don't rock. All right, now it's a little darker there than there, but that's okay because that kind of gives it maybe a watercolor look. I like that. I mean, you can read it. It's beautiful. It's clean. So that is our sentiment. I am going to trim off the edges a little bit because it is longer than the card right now. All right, and also to give it a little something else besides just the sentiment, let's put it up on dimensionals. It's an easy way to give your card some interest without any extra supplies that you might need. This card is so simple. It has a card base, just 8.5 by 5.5, whisper white. I'm going to fold it at 4 1/4. Okay, use my bone folder so I get a nice crisp fold there. Okay. This layer was cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4, so it gives me a little bit of a frame. Even though it's white on white, you can still see that there's some dimension there. And then I just stamped my cactus, so that's just ink and the stamp, the sentiment on a little piece of colored cardstock, and voila, we have a very beautiful card, but did not require anything except cardstock, ink, and the stamp set. Now, if you would like to maybe make it a little fancier, I've got a couple other cards. On this card, what I did is I took my cactus from this card and I used my stitched rectangle framelits and I cut it out. Next, I added a layer of designer series paper back behind it and lifted it up on dimensionals. Whoops. Third, I took another piece of the stamp set, except this time I fussy cut the little tiny cactus out and raised it up on a dimensional, tied a linen thread around. On my sentiment, I heat embossed with white heat emboss and cut a couple little tails on the ends, layered that behind some more designer series paper. So this would be a little more advanced, but still very simple and very easy to create. I have one more card that's even a little fancier. This time, let's keep these in the picture so you can see them. All right, this time, instead of keeping my cactus on the rectangle, I fussy cut the cactus out. I also fussy cut out 2 of these little cactuses down here. I have the designer series paper here, the designer series paper here. Instead of using the sentiment as one long line, I cut out and put "be your own kind of," and instead of the beautiful from the sentiment, I took the framelit from Amazing Me, or I'm sorry, Amazing You. Amazing Me, that's funny. Amazing You thinlits, and I cut out Amazing, so be your own kind of amazing. Also, I used some of the sequins here from our Butterfly Gala adhesive sequins here. So that is super fancy. So we went from very simple stamping, which I need to attach this layer here. Let me do that real quick. There we go. We took a very simple card, it's still beautiful, stepped it up a little bit by using some thinlits and a little twine and a little designer series paper. And then I really got fancy. Now I have not only thinlits, but I also have fussy cutting and embellishments. So I really got that one fancy. But all 3 cards come from the same stamp set, and they're all 3 beautiful. They're not the exact same card, but they're very similar cards that I've just made a little more fancy each time. I hope you guys liked this example of how you can take a very simple card and increase the complexity of it by adding just a little bit each time. The more you stamp and the more you create, the more fun you are going to have and the easier your creating is going to get. These 3 cards show a progression of using extra tools and elements to help you go from a simple beginner, like in this card, to a casual crafter in this card, and then to an avid crafter with this card. For complete instructions and a list of the supplies, visit my blog. The link is in the description below. Are you looking for more card tutorials? Be sure to subscribe to my weekly newsletter. Each week I let you know what's going on with Stampin' Up! And a free exclusive to my email subscribers only card tutorial. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you have any crafting friends, I would love for you to share it with them too. I hope you all have a beautiful and creative rest of your day. Bye-bye.